Street Stock Division. He will lag back and let the field get ready to roar. Bob Barnett, Clayton Campbell leading the pack as the Street Stocks come screaming to life here in Wheatland. James Flood pins his car to the bottom of the racetrack and tries to make it a three-man run out in front of this one. Bob Barnett continues to pull out in front. Campbell now up around the top of the racetrack, getting a run off the top of turn number 4, but it's Flood who will have him at the line as they go Barnett, Flood, Campbell, 1, 2, 3 to get this one started. Then a big gap back to John Scott in the 7X as he and Brian Brown battle for position. Toby Ott gets in the back of Brown. Brown gets in the back of Scott. The accordion goes as they work their way off of turn number 4.
Well, obviously right now the top 3 cars are the class of the field. Back in starting positions 7 and 8 were Toby Ott and Derek Brown, your top 2 in the points, and they have slowly started to work the choo-choo train down to the bottom.
The choo-choo train has changed leaders at the front now as James Flood and Clayton Campbell have cleared the man who started on the pole. Big Show Bob Barnett get shooked up in turn number 4, slid back. That allowed the 42 and the 30 to get around him. Campbell right up against the cushion. Barnett slides up in front of him to take away the number 2 spot now as they both chase the Crane, Missouri native James Flood. Flood has not been to victory lane this season now as Barnett gets a little loose off of turn 2, giving the spot back to Campbell. But Crane has been a consistent performer here, and he knows what it takes to win at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks.
Well, once he did finally get to the track, it took about, 2 laps to finally find his groove. And once he did, you just knew he was going to be a factor in, and now he's got company from behind as Clayton Campbell, again, another hot shoe that just continues to show his way up to the front of the field anytime he gets here to Lucas Oil Speedway. He's won 5 races already this year at another track, and now a spinner over in turn.
So Flood will be the pace setter this time around. He will see the bright orange cone, floor it, and away we go. Once again here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Street Stock Division, green flag racing in the season finale. Gibson having trouble in the back of the pack, able to right the ship. Now the 227s race side by side in a battle for third. And Ott will get a nose out in front of the 27 of Republic racer Bob Barnett. Toby Ott, the defending track champion, now takes over sole possession of third. We'll try to get that race car up into the back of the 30C of Otterville, Missouri's Clayton Campbell. All the while, though, James Flood stretching his legs and his lead now out to 1.3 seconds. Better than second place Campbell, and Campbell may not be in second for long. Toby Ott takes the line to the bottom of the racetrack. Campbell continues to carve up the top. And at the line, it'll be close. It's Ott in second, but just barely. Barnett has fallen back to 4th and is in danger of being pushed to 5th as Derek Brown. Nobody has won at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks in any division more this year than Derek Brown has in the 11. The stud from Stoutland around Big Show as he takes away that spot. O'Neill in trouble, and that will bring Flood. Flood will bring the field around turn number 4. We go back at it under a green flag. Campbell was right with Flood through 1, lost a little bit on 2, and now Toby Ott comes flying to the front. The wheelman from right here in Wheatland takes a turn around the top of the track and holds on to the second spot with Flood glued to the bottom and Clayton Campbell following in his tire tracks. Your current points leader, Derek Brown, now all alone in 4th. Flood cuts down hard in the middle of turn number 4, and Toby Ott is on a rail now. The top side of the racetrack working well, maybe a little too high in turn number 2, Shane. And now Ott's going to have to race Campbell and try to get back what he lost behind Flood.
Yeah, I thought the same thing over the apex of turns 1 and 2. It looked like he was too high, but how he came off of 2 and just flew right back past Clayton Campbell. I think he intended to do it, and it's working for him.
Ott will fire off of 2 again, get clear of Campbell. All the while, James Flood taking the shortest distance around this 3/8 of a mile semi-banked oval.
Spinner is Colton Borland over in turn 4. Loops it around. He carried too much speed.
Flood can get away clean on this restart. 18.7 second lap time the last time Flood was up and on the wheel. He will fly under the flag stand. A good restart for the 42. Ott continues to attack the top of the track, and now trouble in turn 2. Colton Borland and a couple other cars. Flood now with his foot on the floor will go to the green flag once again. Ott and Campbell right in lockstep behind him. First lap we've seen Toby Ott stay on the bottom of the racetrack in quite some time. Campbell now will go to the top of the racetrack where he's joined by Derek Brown. See if Ott comes off that new low line. He does not. He is giving up ground now to your race leader, Shane, as Flood out to a modest advantage here. And see at the line this time that Flood has just about 7/10 of a second over the defending track champ.
You see so many of these street stocks just continue to hug the inside of the turns, and James Flood has not budged off of it. He's got his car able to turn.
Flood, Ott, Campbell, Barnett, and Derek Brown run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under the flag stand. We get it back under green. Campbell and Brown, the two that elect to go to the top of the racetrack in the top 5. Ott pulls up close within a car length and a half of Flood, but Flood flies off of turn number 4 with 3 laps to go.
Barnett with a good recovery from starting up front, dropping back, and now he's gotten back and looking for third over Clayton Campbell to the inside. It's just that inside line working so much better for these guys than the outside is. Now with just 2 laps left, James Flood continues to open up that gap between he and Toby Ott.
Barnett battling Campbell for third right now, as Clayton Campbell had been a top 2, top 3 car all night. He takes the spot back away from Big Show Bob. Derek Brown up around the top of the track, and Flood will come to the white flag. One more circuit for the driver from Crane, Missouri. Toby Ott comes off of turn number 2, but Flood with a big advantage here. He can take it easy through turn number 4 and have a great end to the season with fireworks in the sky, as he will finish in first for the first time in the 2020 racing season.
Pulls into victory lane. Your 2020 Street Stock Champion in Missouri's Derek Brown. First of all, congratulations. You are the champion for 2020, and you've had a great year so far.
Yeah, it's been good up to here, and I hope to keep going with it this year. We're fixing to chase some money, so like to win some.
Well, like we were talking with James, October is going to be bringing in a really good 3-night show with the Big Buck 50. You got to be a happy camper. Looking forward to that coming up here shortly.
Yeah, I'll decide on when I see what we get to race on that night.
Well, for one thing, you got a great 2020, and you have a lot of people helping you to bring this car.
Yeah, Coleman Hardware and TJR Race Cars, and they built me a heck of a car, and it sometimes drives itself. All my friends and family that come to watch tonight, thanks.
Your 2020 Lucas Oil Speedway Street Chalk Champion, Stoutland, Missouri's Derek Brown.
Winners in them, as Eric Turner J.C. Morton, Dylan McCowan, and Andy Bryant all have found their way to victory lane, and the green flag will fly. Who will find their way tonight, and who will win the Ozark Golf Cars USRA B-Mod title for 2020? As expected, Eric Turner stays to the bottom of the track. J.C. Morton with a good run, followed in tow by Andy Bryant. Bryant will make great formation from what he used to. He's going to dip to the inside and see if he can get a low side run. That's where Eric Turner has been able to find all of his speed. So high side in 3 and 4 for Andy Bryant, low side in turns 1 and 2 as they get bunched up at the back half of the field as they're 3 and 4 wide, and they are side by side. A battle up front as a 4-car pile line on this restart. Over in turns 3 and 4, there he dives to the bottom of the track, sees the orange cone. We are back underway as he stands on it. And the field of V-Mod go roaring into turn number 1. A good restart for Turner, but the high side's working for JC. They are side by side as more cars get wadded up. There's Cadwallader again. The 65 machine spins it around in turn 2. Brayton Skaggs is in there as well. Same song, second verse. See if we get another lap in. 2 laps down, 18 to go. V-Mods get back after it. J.C. Morton on the top side. Continues to use that run. Has a little better advantage than the last restart as he keeps his nose out in front. Side by side for first. Side by side for third is McCowan. Now it's 3 wide. Here comes Chris Jackson to the inside of the number 8. He will motor that number 65, who's back on the 4th row to start this one. He's already up in the top 5, 3 laps in. Morton continues to find the berm up on the top and get a good run off that cushion and keep the lead over Eric Turner. Now Chris Jackson does take 4th away from Dylan McCowan. And Eric Turner, after just a slight bobble over in turn 2, allows J.C. Morton to grab a 2-car length advantage down the back stretch.
Turner gets a good run through 3, brings it out of the top of turn number 4, and J.C. Morton enjoys a half a second advantage over the 99T as he tears up the top of the track. That's where Bryant is. That's where McCowan is, as well as Luke Demon back further in the field in the 181.
Quite honestly, how fitting is it that these are the 5 cars that are in the front of this race on the final night of the Big Adventure RV Weekly Racing Series? These have been the 5 cars out of the class of the field. Dylan McCowan started the season out extremely well, had the point lead at one time as Scotty Allen spins it over in turn 1 and breaks the cockle. So still a very talented group of drivers and cars here trying to complete our final 14 laps. As Morton steps on the loud pedal. Eric Turner will hold on to second. Now Chris Jackson and Andy Bryant, they're side by side in turn 2. That's for third. Bryant on the high side. Jackson down low. Do I sound like a broken record yet? It seems like every single race for 3 years that we've called these guys, that's exactly how it pans out. As now the top 4 cars have broken away. DJ Deal has worked up into a battle with Dylan McCowan. That is a fight for 5th.
How about the battle for 6th and back to 7th now, Shane? As now Luke Neiman gets turned around. He and the 31 come together. Neiman tries to stay in it. And now...
Let's see if we can click away 13 more. Lucky number 13. Laps to go here for the V-Mods. Back underway, and J.C. Morton continues to lead the way. Eric Turner on the inside. Chris Jackson right in his tire tracks. Andy Bryant goes top shelf along with Morton. A little bit of a bobble, and now deeper in the field, another car spinning and a tough break. 7th points.
Yep.
No more 2 wide starts. We're going to go single file freight train the rest of the way out. At least on the starts are concerned, they ain't going to stay single file long as Andy Bryant immediately shoots up to the top of the track. Dylan McCowan has been able to hold his own back in 5th, keeping BJ Deal at bay. Deal will look to the inside off of turn number 4. unable to sneak into the inside. They'll have to go back in line as now Eric Turner, a good run in turns 1 and 2. Gets a nose inside the 18. Bonsai move again down the inside of turns 3 and 4. Off of 4 at the line is J.C. Morton just by a hair. How many laps can J.C. Morton get that run off of turn 4? He's going to try to take the line away from Eric Turner this time as he dips down lower on the track, and they come out single file. Now Andy Bryant is up into the mix. He gets a good run to the backside of the 99 of Eric Turner. Now back to the top side. He'll look to the outside as Dylan McCowan makes a move into 4th place over Chris Jackson. Great battle up front between Turner and J.C. Morton.
A 3-car battle with Morton, Turner, and the 28 of Andy Bryant. Jackson continues to go around the bottom of the racetrack, and McCowan has that spot in hand. Dylan McCowan driving Chris Jackson's track and national championship car from a year ago, and he holds on to that 4th place spot over the defending track champion who is vying to make it back-to-back in 2019 and 2020.
But a change for the lead as Eric Turner gets around J.C. Morton. He did it on the last lap, and now Turner will start to pull away from the 19 or the 18.
Half a second advantage for the driver of the 99 team. But you know the 18 and the 28 aren't going anywhere. They continue their assault on the top of the track while Turner stays glued to the bottom.
That time around, the lead continues to grow. For Eric Turner, it's now 0.7 seconds. And now with the cars all getting spread out, trouble for Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson is slow.
Oh, this is getting way too complicated. This is like algebra all over again.
Eric Turner off of turn number 4. 5 laps to decide this one. I think JC, after seeing what happened with Chris Jackson, I think he pretty much knows what he has to do. Eric Turner out in front.
Half a second the differential between the 99T and the 18. Good battle for 3rd, as well as now Pursley has to take the 10P to the infield, but we stay under green flag conditions. Morton trying to reel in the 99, and he's not gaining any, Shane. Still a half a second, a little over that, as now Dylan McCowan gets a good run off the bottom of turn to number 2 and tries to get his nose out in front of the Fort Scott, Kansas native Andy Bryant.
Lead just continues to grow with 2 left.
Turner starting to grow the lead over J.C. Morton with a possible track championship on the line. Turner will take the white flag.
Turner off of turn number 2. Half a lap for another win for Eric Turner. Turner in the 99. 3rd in points, picks up his 2nd win of the season. A good lead over J.C. Morton in the 18. Dylan McCowan comes home with a top 3, followed by Andy Bryant on a last move. McCowan will bump. He will cruise into victory lane. I'm sure he's already got the seatbelts undone and the helmet's probably off, so it shouldn't take him long to climb out. Your 2020 champion, he is Lebanon, Missouri's Chris Jackson. Let's head down to Doug.
Well, he is the back-to-back champion here at Lucas Oil Speedway in the B-Mods. Chris, congratulations. Man, you had to make it a little dramatic, though, didn't you?
Yeah, it just popped. I think the distributor, the ignition went out. I don't think it's anything major. It just bad timing, you know. And I didn't really pencil it down on paper. All these guys know it, but I just try to go out and just do the same thing every night. And I knew it was somewhere around 16th, and I honestly didn't figure I'd get 16th, you know, not finishing. And then I didn't realize JC didn't win, and So glad Eric Turner won. I hate that we ended our year like this, but we're going to take it any way we can get it.
Well, congratulations, and it's been a great 2020 season for you. A weird season with everything going on, but, man, it's been a good one for you.
Yeah, it's been kind of long, but I'm glad it's over with. I want to thank my wife, thank my Jared and Jordan for coming down, all these kids, Jim and Sally Rubel for all they do, Starnes Excavating, White's Marine Center, JDR Carburetors, Modern Images, TJR, Rage Chassis, Vans Motor Sales, Swift Springs, East 32 Meat Processing, Joe's Pharmacy, Schoenfield Headers, Bilstein Shocks. I feel like I could go on forever and ever, but I got a lot of people that helped me, and I'm thankful for every one of them. And thanks to the fans for coming out. It's a heck of a night. I'm really glad everybody's here.
Well, congratulations. Your 2020 Lucas Oil track champion in the B mods. It is Lebanon, Missouri's Chris Jackson.
Taggart, Donnie Fellers, and Justin Moon the rest of the field.
Here in about 5 seconds, Robbie Reed will be your track champion. All he has to do is take the green. There it is, and there's Darren Fuquay. Leads the group into turn 1. Robbie Reed, congratulations, you're track champion. Darren Fuquay leading by 4 car lengths over Heidenreich. And how about that? Robbie Reed on the very first lap.
What did those guys upstairs say?
I wonder if back in the day somebody would have just gotten another car out there just to mess with Robbie Reed. Okay, here we go again. Green flag is in the air. Can Robbie Reed complete a lap? As Fuquay, again, off to a good start. Good run tonight by the newcomer here in the modified division for the very first time. 2G and Patrick Goodnight. He is running second to Darren Fuquay right now. As we have indeed completed a lap of Robbie Reed. Now is your track champion. I thought I was safe the first time. I said, now I can save.
And that's what you get for thinking sometimes.
It's a struggle for me to do anyway. Side-by-side battle for second now is Heidenreich. On the outside of Patrick Goodnight. So it's Goodnight and Heidenreich. Running 2-3.
How about the all-Kirk battle back there to round out the top 5 between Terry and Colson? Everybody is just getting smoked right now. Fuquay out to a 1.5-second advantage over Heidenreich and Goodnight. The Kirk's battle now adds Peyton Phillips to the mix. 3 cars vying for the 5th spot on the pylon with Mickey Burrell behind them, and Chase Domer is going to try and squeeze by the 73 and does.
Have you ever known Chase Domer not to try to squeeze by somebody?
It makes it so much fun to watch, though.
He goes heavy into turns 1 and 2 and jumps the berm just a little bit, but now he's right back on the loud pedal. Field just continues to slip away lap after lap. That could be lap number 5 with Darren Fuquay. You put him on the front row of any race, he's going to sneak it up. And indeed, he has gotten out to a almost 2-second advantage over Robert Heidenreich. We talk about Andy Bryant wanting to go high on the track. Robert Heidenreich is the exact same way. Oh, he will lay that right rear tire over the cushion and just hope it sticks. Last time he did it over in turn 2, he gave him a lot of ground to the 292 of Kyle Thompson. Now Thompson's going to go top shelf, and Heidenreich learned his lesson. He's going to look for a different line as he goes lower on the track now, trying to find some cool grip down on the bottom.
Fuquay's lead now 3 seconds, Shane, as the Dream Crusher trying to do exactly that to everybody else on the racetrack tonight. It continues to grow. The differential between he and Heidenreich now 3.1 seconds as the man from Marietta, Kansas is looking for his second win, and Heidenreich spins around in between. There you go.
Fuquay down on the go button. Another good run, as you mentioned, by Terry Kirk, as he is now running in second. We made that move up in front. Amazing. Dispose of a couple cars. Not going to talk about the guy that's battling for third right now. As Robert Reed now spies the top 5. Pilot of the number 5 as the number 2 loops around over in turn number 2, and that was all on his own.
No longer
292 to a couple of good rides in the last 2 weeks. He has been here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Darren Fuquay stands on it. We are back at it as Robbie Reed now is up to fourth. Now he is fighting for third with Terry Kirk on the inside, Reed on the outside. Thompson goes higher on the track. Reed splits the middle. And off of turn number 4 has another good run. A great three-car battle stacking up for second with Thompson, Reed, and Kirk.
Kirk a little slow off the exit of turn number 2, giving Reed an opportunity. They stayed 3 across in that three-car battle for second, but then Reed rips up the track off the exit of turn number 4 and gives the spot back to the 155, but Reed's not going anywhere.
Reed will stay right with him, wheel to wheel, door handle down the back stretch. A little better run by Terry Kirk this time on the low side. Will keep Robbie Reed stuck back in fifth. It was a 3-wide battle for second. Now it's really kind of got stretched out a little bit. Thompson running higher on the track, finding plenty of grip, hanging on to second.
Back behind them, Peyton Phillips has that 98 in position for a top 5 finish with Chase Gomer behind him. Gomer may have gotten up closer to the wall there. Kind of slowed down, and that opens the door for Colson Kirk in the 155 trying to pull up alongside the 227.
How about this battle again for Robbie Reed as he is now on the outside of Colson Kirk. Continues to run just right smack dab in the middle of the track. And it's working for him as he now is around the 155. Makes that pass for position. Then now that he's past the 155, he is starting to dive into the curve a little bit, and it worked. He's up to second. Reed had second. Now Kirk goes in a little too hot. He'll spin it out over in turn 2. Single file restart this time. It'll be that way for the final 5 laps. Darren Fuquay now has your season champion and Robbie Reed right behind him. Can we just have one interview at the end of this race, or are we going to have 2? Fuquay out by 2 car lengths over Robbie Reed. This is the first real challenge the Green Crusher has had all night long. Top 2 cars now starting to distance themselves from the rest of the pack, and Reed is staying with Darren Fuquay. 3 to go as they cross underneath Mike Striegel.
The last 2 green flag runs, Fuquay's had a 2-second lead, a 3-second lead, and he cannot shake the man from Mexico, Missouri right now, who continues to carve up the bottom of the track. And now he slides up in front, and Reed will have the lead.
All right, this is what we've waited for all season long. Darren Fuquay, known for making last lap passes. He will make the pass on 2 as Robbie Reed got off the pace. They will see the white flag this time by, and Reed is right back on the wheel. The wheel man running second right now to the inside of the track he goes. Fuquay goes right back to the top shelf. That's where he's going to run over in turns 3 and 4, and Robbie Reed knows it. Reed will dive down low. Fuquay takes his line away, gets a little bit loose. Will there be contact made? No. Fuquay stays out in front, wins by 2 car lengths. But what a fantastic recovery by Robbie Reed, who started all the way back in 17th, motors home in second, and claims the title in 2020. Finishes the season with 10 top 5s and 3 wins. He gets wheeled and pushed into victory lane. He is your track champion, Robbie Reed. Here's Doug.
2020 back-to-back champion, Mexico, Missouri's Robbie Reed. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Man, in that first lap, you had to make it just fun. That first lap, you had a little difficulty back there, had to start at the back of the pack, came all the way through, and you had Darren passed for a little bit, and I thought, man, he's going to win this thing. What a great job tonight.
Thank you. I think we needed one less lap there.
It was just awesome. I was like, he is coming up through there. I said, don't count him out yet. Don't get him out yet. Every time we got a caution and going along, man, you did an awesome job. But I know you had a great 2020 and a lot of people helping you.
Yeah. Dirk, Logan, Dale, Buddy, Logan's sister here, they all been with me all year. A lot of help, keep the car fast, keep me coming every week. They're into it as much as I am, if not more. Have a lot of fun coming down here. Love racing here.
Well, congratulations on a great 2020 and your back-to-back champion in the Pitts Homes Modifieds Mexico, Missouri's Robbie Reed. Well, that means
21 of Johnny Fennewald, the three-time defending track champion, find a way to erase the 21 points that he trails the Hammer Cole Hinson by. We will find out in 20 laps as we go green flag racing. Fennewald gets a good run off of turn number 2. Tries to keep the 31 behind him. Rich Wine, one of the first to go to the top of the track, as well as Caden Cornell. Shane, we so often talk about in the B-Mod races where Andy Bryant, Hollywood like to run around the top of the racetrack. Nobody embodies that more in the late model division here week out than the wonder kid from Willard, Caden Cornell.
He's one of the slingers. He likes to get up top, sling that rear end around, and use that cushion to his advantage. And he goes higher on the track than anybody else does. Gets cut off by Ashley Lancaster, the crossover move, and now the 50 will have to go away from that high line and go to the bottom of the track. Goes one car off the pace, and that's Bobby Penny in the 16. He heads to the pits.
It's a 1.1 second advantage for Johnny Fennewald, but it won't mean anything for the track championship and the bid for a four-peat if Cole Hinson continues to ride around behind him. And the Hammer does just that, knowing what he needs to do, which is keep that car clean. And as long as he's there at the finish, he will be a first-time track champion here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. Right now, though, the Flash looking to add to his impressive win total. 4 wins on the season for Johnny Fennewald in a late model. Now sparks fly. Todd Shute rolling around the outside, Cornell to the inside, and the sparks fly out from underneath the 50, and I think there is going to be trouble there before too long. Caden Cornell continues to try and stay up on the wheel and guide that Hatfield Cloverleaf ride in, but instead he will take it to the infield.
The rains that pours, had electrical issues to begin the night, now has a parts failure out of the back end, and the night done for the 50.
Top 3 in the running order right now. Fennewald, Hinson, back to Brad Looney. The Republic, Missouri racer has the 14 solidly in third. Racing for position back for fourth, it's the Capital Kid, Tucker Cox, and Larry Ferris in the 51, as Ferris has the spot and Tucker Cox wants to take it away. It was a great night seeing Tucker Cox get his first late model win here in Wheatland earlier this year. Right now, all he wants to do is get up on the wheel and get around the 51, see if he's got anything for the 14. Talked about Caden Cornell and riding the high side here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Johnny Fennewald, a different line as we are halfway home. 10 laps down, 10 laps to go. Fennewald isn't a flinger or a slinger or a slider. He just drives it, looping it round and round and round. He keeps it to the bottom of the racetrack, will exit through the middle of turn number 4 and be on the downhill side of this feature right now.
No real battles for position until you get back to fourth right now. And that is where Tucker Cox is looking at the inside of Larry Ferris. 51 to the 1 there on the back stretch. As Fennewald just continues to pull away, and Cole Hinson right now honestly could care less. It's a 4.5 second advantage, but Cole is right where he needs to be, just running well and conserving his car.
Fennewald coming up fast on the tail end of the field, the 15, John Aitken. in a position for Fennewald to put him a lap down as we have 13 laps concluded now. The lead, Shane, almost 5 seconds for Fennewald over Cole Hinson. But no challenges for Hinson with Fennewald so far out in front and plenty of room between the rear of his car and the 14 of Looney. Fennewald probably not in a whole lot of hurry to get mixed up in lap traffic as he comes high off the exit of turn number 4 and closes the gap between he and Aiken. Aiken not given the 3-time defending track champion a lot of room, a little bump there, and Fennewald will cut to the inside of the 15 and put him a lap down. Hinson hustles around underneath the flag stand, 4.5 seconds back of Fennewald.
That was a scary moment for Johnny Fennewald, and now with all the other cars for the most part up ahead of him running low, Johnny Fennewald's going to have to break the line. He was running to go high side, trying to get around the lap traffic.
We've chronicled Fennewald's 4 wins in his late model. He also has a street stock win to go with that as well, driving Colton Borland's car just a few days ago, trying to get ready to put that into a position to run during the Big Buck 50. Now Ashley Lancaster gets into the rear end of Becker. Becker slows down, nearly bumps the 99, and Fennewald able to get around clean around them. How many bullets does the Flash have to dodge? Fennewald, white flag now, one more time around in 2019. Johnny Fennewald won his 3rd straight track championship with 5 wins and 11 top 5s. Lancaster in front of him. Fennewald will fire off of turn number 4 and take the checker flag. Cue the fireworks. It'll be a win for Fennewald and the first track championship in the career of Cole Hinson as the Hammer comes home in 2nd place, his championship winning car here in 2020. A little push, a little help for the Hammer as Cole Hinson is your 2020 Warsaw Auto Marine and RV ULMA points champion. Doug Neff's going to talk to a very happy Hammer here in just a second.
It is Hammer time, 2020 champion and victor Cole Hinson from Russellville, your winner for the 2020 season. Great job, young man. Thank you. And like I said, it's Hammer time for 2020. It has to be awesome to be on top of the points at the end of the season.
Oh, it is. I tell you what, I'm surprised my hair is not gray because I've been so stressed out this week. But, it's been an unbelievable season. I know we didn't get our win yet. We still got more races to go, but, we were consistent all year, and that's what it was all about, I hate that Johnny fell out them 2 nights, but we kept our consistency going, and I got to congratulate Johnny, man. He came back these 3 races, and, it definitely got me on my toes like I had to. I knew I had to get up on my game. Of course, Rob Schloop, Jeff Schloop, and Tony Jackson Jr., Jason Porter, Gary Payne, my dad, mom, everybody, they set me up with a great car every week. They've got the hard job. I got the fun job. I get to go out there and wheel this awesome car. But, my sponsors, Superior Power Custom Home, Windy Ridge Landscaping, Cedar Ridge Taxidermy, Hybrid Foundation, Scott Farms, TJR Longhorn, just everybody, I got to thank my grandparents, my girlfriend, everybody, that comes out and supports me. It is, and you guys, you fans, sticking around, watching us run like this and then seeing y'all up there cheering for me. I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are the reason we do this, so thank you very much.
You got the tough job in November. You got to make a speech to get up in front of everybody and at the awards banquet because you are the 2020 champion.
Well, good thing I like talking on the microphone. I think I can get that done. So, unbelievable season. We're going to see if we can keep this going, maybe go hit some other tracks and maybe run some MLRA stuff, and just have fun, and try to clinch that ULMA title as well in October. So thank you all for coming tonight.